There are patterns that form early, often without being named. In environments where consistency is uncertain, or where support does not always feel stable, the system begins to adapt, not consciously, but through repetition. A tendency develops to stay ahead of uncertainty, to initiate, to plan, to maintain direction, not as preference, but as a way to create stability. Over time, this pattern becomes familiar. Control begins to feel natural, not as something excessive, but as something necessary, and in many situations, it works. Things move forward, outcomes are created, direction is maintained, but what begins as adaptation can gradually become the default way of operating. There are patterns that feel productive, but over time begin to show a different effect. One of them is control, not in an obvious way, but in how actions are consistently initiated, directed, and carried forward. For a long time, this can appear effective. Things move, plans happen, progress is visible. But when looking more closely, a different pattern begins to emerge. When I am the one initiating, conversation continues. But when I stop, it stops. Not because something's wrong, but because the system was being carried by one side. Over time, this begins to require more energy, not in intensity, but in consistency. Always starting, always maintaining, always moving things forward. The same pattern appears in planning. When everything's structured and directed from one side, things do happen, but gradually participation from others becomes less active, not because they are unwilling, but because there is no role left to step into. The system becomes complete before anyone else enters it, and when outcomes are pushed, something else begins to narrow. The natural movement of events, the space where things unfold without force. In trying to secure direction, the system loses its ability to receive. This is not a failure of behavior. It is the result of a system that has been optimized for control. But over time, control reaches a limit, not because it stops working, but because it begins to restrict what can enter. When everything is directed, nothing unexpected can arrive. And this is where a different kind of awareness begins. When everything is controlled, there is no space left for anything else to participate.